Today we are going to be taking the FG-42 all the way to round 50. Alright, hello and welcome back, you absolute losers. So here we are once again on Black Ops 7, this time around using the FG-42. We're going to take it all the way to round 50 and talk about the positives and the negatives of it. But with all that being said, I will get out of your way. Let's get into the setup. So first up, Pack-a-Punch tier 1, then green rarity, up to blue rarity, Pack-a-Punch tier 2, and then purple rarity and Deadwire to deal with the Necropincers, Pack-a-Punch tier 3, and legendary rarity. I forgot what the specials were called on Totenreich and Eat Skull and Lighthouse. I completely forgot. But regardless, let's get into talking about the FG-42 a little bit. Now, I did make a video on this when it came out. It was like, how good is the FG-42? It was like less than 3 minutes long. And I think I went to round 36. And up till then, and even including up to round 41, I would say, with this, it's pretty decent. It's got, while the damage isn't amazing, looking at, I think it's like 57 to 5,500 for the first headshot. And then depending on your augments with, you know, dead shot, double tap, so on and so forth, we're looking at, like, I think it was like 83 to 8,700, something in that ballpark for the second repetitive shot. So not exactly amazing. I think that's kind of in the ballpark of the M15 Mod 0, which is, like, in my opinion, one of the shittiest assault rifles in the game. Statistically, that might not be true, but in my opinion, the way it feels it is. Now, this thing does have a way superior fire rate, especially with the build that I am running. It shoots incredibly fast while not dealing an insane amount of damage, so the DPS is better and it doesn't feel as bad. Especially this gun has very low recoil and it holds a very respectable amount of ammo, but the damage, especially after that round 41 health increase, really drops off. And I'll show you here, I was having a really hard time with these frost rounds, which I don't really have with a lot of guns. Now, could be user error 100%, but it might just be that this gun is dealing a little bit too little damage to really make it incredibly viable. As you can tell, I even almost died here. Had to use 2 shock charges, which I rarely have to do. Like I said, could be user error. Now, like I said, if you're just going up to round 41 and you're exfilling, good. But up until round 50, it really dropped off and it really started becoming a slug after that round 41 health increase. And then you do have to adjust your play style because you can't really be letting them run at you like you can up until round 41. You really got to keep your space. And that's for most guns. That's not exclusive to this. But, you know, just a couple nitpicks. All around, I do consider it to be a pretty good gun. If you like weapons that have low recoil and high amounts of ammo and a decent damage range, as it is an assault rifle, the FG-42 is all around pretty good. Maybe not if you're going to round 50, even though eventually, as you'll see, I did eventually end up hitting round 50. The statistics, will be up on screen. All around, not the worst. I just personally wouldn't run it for, like, fun going up to round 50. That's just not really my thing. I prefer a weapon that, well, the fire rate is great, had a bit more damage, but all considered, if you like low recoil, high amounts of ammo, decent damage range, it's good. If you like a weapon that deals higher amounts of damage, wouldn't really go for it, but it's a fun gun. All considered, I suggest you give it a try. But as always, appreciate you coming out, spending a little bit of your time with me today. I do truly fucking appreciate it. And yeah, as always, hope you guys have a fucking good one.